every year the summer months go by way faster than all the rest. Between vacations and parties and barbecues and all the things, it is so busy. So today I wanted to share with you my absolute favorite tried and true Dollar Tree summer hacks to help save you time, money, and allow you to put more fun back in your summer. This is Whiskey and Whit. My name is Whitney, and on this channel I love to share DIYs and home decor content. I also love to bring you along with me to Dollar Tree to show you how you can stretch your dollar further and make something super high-end on a budget. Before we hop into the hacks, I want to give a huge thank you to Warby Parker for partnering with me on today's video, and now let's get right into it. Up first is one of my favorite Dollar Tree products ever, and they are these silicone dressing containers. Now you can buy travel toiletry containers at Dollar Tree like these, but I like the silicone ones better, and here is why. I absolutely love how pliable they are to be able to get your product out when you're traveling. I have not had any issues with leaks, and I also really like how when you get home they are a lot easier to clean. So they are super easy to add your product with the wide mouth, and then when you get home the top comes off so you can clean it. You can get off that top plastic ring, and you can also completely invert the silicone piece so that you can get it really clean. Those other ones I struggle to get clean. This is perfect. I can flip it inside out, rinse it, dry it, and then it's ready for my next trip. The next time you're invited to a party and they ask you to bring a dish to pass, try this. I grabbed this spatula and cookie cutter set, but you can use any cookie cutter that you have. You can also get some of these star cookie cutters at Walmart if you can't find them at Dollar Tree. Here's what my local Walmart had. Now you're gonna grab some fruit. I decided to do watermelon, but you could do this with cantaloupe, muskmelon. You can even do it with pineapple, depending on the size of your cookie cutter. You're just gonna cut out a piece about the thickness of your cookie cutter and then just start cutting it like it's cookie dough. I ended up making a ton of different stars, and the reason you want it to not be too thick when you cut your slice of watermelon is it's just gonna make it a lot easier to cut. Once you have your stars, I put them to the side on a plate and I just kept cutting, and then it was time to assemble to make it look like I tried super hard. I grabbed these bamboo skewers, also from Dollar Tree, cut up a variety of fruit. We like strawberries, blueberries, grapes, and then I also did just some cubed watermelon to easily put it on the stick as well. Finish it off on the top with one of those stars, and look how cute this tray is. Now to take it to a party and keep it cooler for longer, grab one of these 2 packs of lasagna trays, fill one up with water, pop it in the freezer overnight, and you're gonna have this nice block of ice in the morning. Go ahead and take your second container, put it on top, and it's gonna keep your fruit nice and cool, especially for those outdoor barbecues or pool parties this summer. Showing up with these will make you the guest of honor, but it'll only take you a teeny bit of time to do. So what if you've got a little bit nicer of a shindig and you want something higher end than that metal? Well, grab some of these prettier plastic containers from Dollar Tree. I like these bowls. I added about 1/4 inch of water, and then I put it into my freezer with the other bowl on top. I weighed it down with just a couple other things that I already had in my freezer to create this little bowl inside of the bowls. That is going to keep both of the bowls nice and cool. Now you can either go the homemade route or do what I do and dump out a container from Walmart. Just put it into the container and it looks like you made it. Save you time there. Another hack, but that ice is going to keep it cool for a long time without getting it icky. You can do that same hack with fruit salad, and if you don't want to do the skewers, you can just fill up fruit salad and put some more of those chunks of star watermelon or whatever fruit you have on the top. It's going to stay cold again with that ice, and it's going to look like you tried so hard when you didn't have to try hard at all. Another item not to sleep on at Dollar Tree for the summer are these large clothes clips. Now, I like to use these in place of these beach towel clips that they sell on Amazon. An 8-pack is still $7, and I hate when my towel falls like this. So you're just going to take your towel, put it on your beach chair. You can do it at home, at the beach. Just clip it on. It's not going to move on you, especially when you lift it up to sit up on the chair. The clips are super wide mouth. They stay in place, and you can also use these in different ways. So you can clip your towel onto the back of a chair to help it dry, or say you're on a vacation and you've got a balcony in your room, you can clip your towels outside to dry. They can also double as hangers for you, so you can hang up wet swimsuits and items that you don't want to fall off. You can also clip things directly to your banister, so whether that be your pool fence or on a vacation, I just clip the items right there. They're not going to fall. They're going to be able to get dry and stay contained. I also love having these when we take our annual trips to the lake.
Now, I hope this isn't just me. I'm sure some of you have center consoles that look like this, super messy, and it's always hard to find a pen, especially when I need it. So I grabbed some of these travel toothpaste containers, put my pens right inside, tossed it in there, and because it's blue, I'm able to find it all the time. I might also want to clean up my console, but that is a story for another day.
Let's take a quick pause from the hacks to talk about today's sponsor, Warby Parker. If you have not heard of Warby Parker, they offer everything you need for happier eyes. Eyeglasses, sunglasses, contact lenses, and eye exams, and you can shop with them online or in one of their stores. And I was happy to see that their prices are very affordable. Something else I like about Warby Parker is you can get non-prescription sunglasses from them, as well as progressive lenses or blue light blocking lenses. Now, as a digital content creator, I am on my computer all the time, and it really starts to strain on my eyes. But because my head is a weird shape and large, I need to go somewhere to try them on, but with the move, I have had just no time to get anywhere. So that's why I was really excited when I heard about Warby Parker's home try-on. It was so simple. I went on the website, answered some questions, and then they gave me a whole list of suggestions on what frames would fit both my face and my head shape, as well as my style. Then I selected my 5 favorites to try out at home over 5 days. What I really appreciate is that they want you to love your purchase, so you aren't obligated to buy after you do the home try-on, and I can try them on my terms. And so here are the 5 styles that I ended up choosing. These are the Nancy, the Winston, Burke, Hughes, and finally, these are the Landon frames, and this color is called Whiskey Tortoise, so you guys know I had to try them. So the cool thing is you try these all on, and they just have like filler frames in there, but you can see how they look on your face. So you send all 5 back, and then you can go online, order with your prescription, any add-ons that you want, and then they will send you your custom pair. If this sounds good to you, you should definitely try Warby Parker's free home try-on program. Order 5 pairs of glasses to try at home for free for 5 days. There is no obligation to buy. It ships free, and it comes with a prepaid return shipping label. Try 5 pairs of glasses for free at warbyparker.com/whiskeyandwhit. I'll link all the information you need down in the description. Now let's get back into the hacks.
This next one is super fun, especially if your summer is super busy. Grab one of these plastic frames from the photo frame section, and then I've got some free printables for you, including this weekly planner cutout. Now, I ended up printing it in 8x10. I removed all of the plastic from the outside of my frame, trimmed down my printable, and slid it right in. It's that simple. Then you're also going to want some dry erase markers. Dollar Tree has a ton of different colors and different types. And then you can just go through on each of the days, write what you're eating for dinner, what activities that you have, what parties you have, reminders, etc. And the great thing is it's going to wipe right off when you're done, and you can use this week to week to keep track of everything for your summer. It's visible for everybody in your family. Now, to keep your markers close at hand, I just added some Dollar Tree Velcro to the back of my frame, as well as to both of my little markers. They're right there, hidden and easy to find when it's time to change the week. Another take on this idea is to grab a traditional photo frame and print out this super cute summer bucket list checklist that I created. It has a ton of different fun items, and this is a Canva template that I just made over, so you can add whatever you and your family or your significant other, what you want to do this summer. You can check it off as you go, making it fun and interactive, and then you can get through all of the fun things you want to do this summer. These Varsity letter pouches seem to be everywhere this summer. It started with the Stony Clover Lane launch at Target, and it just got crazy. I like the look, but I don't want to pay that price tag, so I grabbed some of these Dollar Tree pouches and decided to make my own. They've got a ton of cute new patches in the Crafters Square section, including that flag, and I decided to grab this rainbow. I put it on a gray and canvas pouch here, and I followed the instructions on the pack. I also wanted to stick a little washcloth inside because the inside of these are a little bit plasticky, so with the heat I didn't want it to meld together. I followed the instructions. It didn't work exactly how I wanted it to, but you can just use an iron. It said to not press directly on the patch, but I ended up having to do that to get it to stick, and then once I did that, it worked great. Then they wanted you to flip it inside out and just put some heat on the back. After I did that, it was done and ready to go. To finish it off and make it a little bit more practical, I grabbed a carabiner clip and added it to the top of my pouch. I wanted that so I could hook it to different things like beach bags or different places in our car. Now, I wanted one that was also a Varsity patch. They didn't have these at Dollar Tree. I grabbed this on Amazon, but they were really affordable, and I will link it down below. Then what to do with the pouch. So I decided to use the rainbow one as a kind of fun activity pack for our trip that we have coming up to Alex's family's lake house. I grabbed a variety of toys I thought Finn would like in the Dollar Tree toy section, just things that were small enough that he could play with in the car and new to him, so hopefully it'll keep his attention on the 7.5-hour ride. I put everything in the pouch, zipped it shut, and then used the carabiner clip to hook it on to the little strap on his car seat. Then that way it's accessible, his arm's long enough to reach it, he can grab stuff, but then it's not going to fall on the floor as we're driving. I think this is going to work really well for us. Also, speaking of traveling, I do this every trip I go on. I grab a Dollar Tree mesh bag and I slide it into my bag. Now, when I get there, I open it up and I throw all of our dirty clothes throughout the trip into the bag. Then you can plop that right back in your suitcase. And when you get home, all of your laundry is ready to be washed and it's all sorted. While you're also in that aisle, grab some lingerie bag. I like to use these to organize for a road trip. So for that trip I mentioned earlier, I am putting some books in one bag. I'm adding some cars to another. And then my last bag is going to be filled with snacks. The reason I love these is because the mesh will keep everything together and organized by category, but Finn can see through them. So he's able to reach them from his car seat as we're driving. If he wants a snack, if he wants cars, books, etc., he can grab what he wants. I can also reach them from the front seat, which is great if I need to hand him something while we're on the move. This next one is an oldie but a goodie. I love to take solar lights and add them to different containers from Dollar Tree to create light. Sarah Jane over at Chic on the Cheap did a whole video on solar light hacks. I will link that down below. It is a genius idea and I wanted some of these for when the sun starts to go down. We can add some lighting out by the pool. It's so simple. You're just gonna pop off the stake part and then you just want something that you know the top is gonna fit into. So here these fit really nicely into these carafe ones and you can just slide it in there and use them as is, or you can also add some water to them. You can also just use the top circular piece and that's going to create a different kind of throw of the light. Another thing you can do is add some water to the bottom and that will throw your light even farther because the water will reflect the light in a different way. Every time I travel, my necklaces look like this, and I said enough is enough, so I grabbed one of these little containers from the automotive section. If you can't find those, you can find them in the craft section as well. They have little dividers inside that are perfect for earrings, necklaces, rings, etc. I sorted all of my jewelry that I took on a recent trip to Key West, including my necklaces, in its own compartment. I put the lid on and this worked perfectly. Nothing got tangled or mixed up and it was just like this when we got off the plane and everything was ready to wear. This next one is a great kiddo hack or even for adults that like freeze pops like me. So I don't want to buy 40 or 35, however many those big containers are at the store. So I grabbed some of these. They've got great flavors and I decided to freeze them halfway because when Finn wants popsicles, he usually can't eat the whole thing because he's just a little guy. So you're going to fold your little freeze pops in half and then I'm just using a cup, but you just need something to hold them upright while they freeze so that you can create that crease in between the pockets of juice. Put that in the freezer and then when you're ready to use them, pop them out and you can cut right along the center and you've got two smaller freeze pops perfect for little hands. And then also if it's too cold, you can just wrap it with a paper towel. This next one is another entertaining hack. I like to grab these 2 packs of Muffin Tins as well as some citrus from the grocery store. You can do whatever you like. I do oranges, limes, and lemons. I cut them up into slices and then I take those slices and put them into the muffin tin. I like to use the muffin tin because it gives me nice big ice cubes out of this process. And the bigger the ice cube, the slower it melts because you've got a greater surface area. I just filled up each of the cups with some water, popped them in the freezer, and then overnight, once they froze, they are ready to go. I love to use the lime ones in my Diet Coke in the summer. I just take them out, pop them in a cup, and pour my Diet Coke over the top. Not only does it keep it cold, but it also adds a lime flavor to my Diet Coke, which I like a lot. You can also add lemon and lime to water or even the orange to water. And I like to make a lot of these ahead of time. So all you have to do is pop them out of the container. You can easily reuse this multiple times to make a lot of them. Pop your extras in a baggie, put that in the freezer, and they're ready to go whenever you need them. This next hack is just a product that I think will be great help this summer. It's one of these LED lights. You just pop in 3 AA batteries that you gotta provide because of course Dollar Tree's not gonna give them to you. But once you pop them in, I'm just putting it in the back of our car in case we need it on any road trips or if the power goes out at the cabin. Another super easy hack for road trips is garbage cans. We always end up with trash all over the car, so I grabbed one of these buckets so it has a nice wide mouth to catch all of the trash. I just put a Walmart bag in there. You could use a Dollar Tree bag, whatever you have. I popped it right in the back seat under where Finn's legs will be, and we can toss all of our trash in there on our road trip. And on this road trip that's going to be multiple hours, I decided to create a little caddy for Finn for some essentials so that he has them in between the ride. I started with one of these book lights and I clipped it onto the caddy so then that way if it's dark while we're driving, you can still see what's in the caddy. I added a variety of things like some little Dollar Tree toys, a applesauce pouch, some snacks, just easy things to grab. Then I took some of these bungee cords from Dollar Tree and just hooked it on to the little area where his car seat is hooked in, just so then that way it won't go flying if we take a turn and he can reach all of that in the back seat. Now, I am definitely looking forward to the 4th of July, and sparklers are one of the things that our family likes to do, but when you pick those up, also be sure to pick up a container of these cups. I pop a hole in the bottom, add your sparkler, and then it acts as a pseudo protector for your hand. You just want to make sure that the bottom of the sparkler is not touching the cup, but then you can go ahead and light it and your hand is going to be protected. And that's going to do it for today's video. These are all of my absolute favorite hacks for summer, so you'll have to let me know your favorite down in the comments. Also, a huge thank you to Warby Parker for partnering with me on this video and supporting Whiskey and Whit. Be sure to head over to warbyparker.com/whiskeyandwhit to get your 5 free pairs of glasses to try for 5 days at home. Thanks so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Bye!